Doc Loves the Kids, a local Kitsap County nonprofit organization established in 2015, whose mission is to provide activities, programs, and community support for at-risk youth.
They put the you in community.
Doc Loves the Kids.
Welcome to Uncommon Courtesy.
We give you the courtesy of conversation.
That's uncommonly spoke of.
I'm D-Mac.
I'm Wesley.
And this is the show. Don't forget to like, listen, subscribe. Don't forget to check us out every Sunday, 1 p.m. Pacific time. We will be having a live, just town hall talking. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be live talking about the topics we went over this week, things that can affect us next week and in the future. You know what I'm saying? The first thing I want to do here, I'm going to share my screen. And I want everyone to see it. So this man, the video I'm going to show you is the editor-in-chief of the National Review. He's on the Megyn Kelly Show. And so he says, he's talking about Haitian immigrants, and he says the hard R. Well, let the people decipher what he says, okay? And we're going to play the video right now. So give me a second.
I think it was in that interview where Dana Bash says, the police have gone through 11 months of recordings of calls, and they've only found 2 Springfield residents calling to complain about Haitian migrants taking geese from ponds. I think it was in that interview where Dana Bash says, the police have gone through 11 months of recordings of calls, and they've only found 2 Springfield residents calling to complain about Haitian migrants taking geese from ponds.
Now,
he just kind of kept going through that, didn't he? Didn't even happen. I mean, and she didn't even say anything about it. She didn't stop and be like, hey, what is going on here? Nobody batted an eye. It says a lot, man. This is the editor of, is the editor of what?
He is the editor of the review. Let's see, editor-in-chief of the National Review. He said it with the hard ER. He's like, the Haitian niggers.
Like it was nothing. You know what I mean? Just glossed that right over.
She defended him, as she should. You know what I'm saying? Like, she just defended him. She's like, no, he's the editor. He would never say that. I'm like, bro, we heard it. It's not
everybody heard it.
Everybody heard it. That's crazy. We were going to bring it up last time, but we forgot because we're covering so much stuff. And then we're sitting here editing. I'm like, oh, we forgot about him. But yeah, that's crazy, bro. I mean, I wish he would just be like, yeah, that's what I meant.
And it's not even, I know we're laughing about it because we try to make light of situations. The fact of the matter is, man, it's not funny because this dude has how many people who probably work for him? I wonder how many of them are actually people of color. Let's go there.
Probably
how many
none.
people are color? And so say if there are 1 or 2 or whatever the case, maybe there's 10. Who knows? I don't know how many people who has working for them. They have to work underneath this, and this is like a direct correlation between why diversity, equity, inclusion is needed. This is why, because you have people like this who are in positions of power that can get away with saying anything. Everyone heard what he said, and this should be news. Like this.
Yeah, but I mean, news. Have you ever heard of the National Review before this? Because I know I haven't. I don't even never bought it. See, that's the whole thing. It's like, it's understand in some circles, in some businesses, you can be racist because only your people.
Megyn Kelly Show is one of them. Megyn Kelly Show is
exactly.
one of them. She's a former Fox news host that was
pundit,
really big, it was really big back in the day when she was one of the first. I won't say one of the first, but she was one of their blondes they used to have back in the day. Like they seem to keep a trough, seem to keep a stable of Caucasian women with blonde hair. I don't know why they make them, do their color their hair blonde. Maybe they don't make them do it. I don't know, but that seems to be what their preference is over at Fox News. And then they bring them out and they all kind of toe a line, which is understandable. Fox News is a right wing.
I'd rather have open racism than Democrat sneaky racism.
Me personally, I look at it like this: when you got 56 or almost 60 members of the House of Representatives that are black, that are Democrats, it's going to be hard to be racist. When you have right now, we have 2 current sitting senators that are black, that are Democrat, with 2 more on the way, more than likely, because I think one of them's running out of California. She'll probably win. I think the other one's running out of a northeastern state, which she has a good opportunity of winning. We'll have 4. Kamala would have been the 5th. But she went ahead and took what position she take? The vice presidency. You know what I mean? When you have the first black person the first black president being a Democrat, the first black vice president being a Democrat, the first black potential or even just woman in general, just to say first woman, then you put a black woman at that being a what? A Democrat.
Yeah,
there
but they're
are
gonna
some
get rid of
people around
Newport
here.
cigarettes and no other cigarettes.
Yeah, they're
They ain't
trying to
giving
kill.
no. They ain't giving.
They're killing us. They're killing
Cigarettes
us,
are killing everybody. So why are you
Killing
gonna
us,
get rid
brother.
of the menthol? And speaking
man.
of that, did you see Donald Trump was like, "Yo, I made sure they let y'all keep flavored vapes." He's like, "You
Stuff
gotta
that's
vote for
killing
me."
you. The stuff that's killing you. He
Hey
don't
man,
care nothing about you.
look, check it out. Car exhaust is killing you. Fast food is killing you. You know what I'm saying? Watching TV is rotting your brains. Everything is killing you. Check it out. I wake up in the morning and my ankle hurts because I had a dream of something I don't even remember, and I must have been kicking or something. Everything is killing you. From the day that you were born, you're dying. All right.
Back to the hard
my
R.
Newports.
Back
the
to
hard
the
R,
hard R guy.
I'm saying, hey, you can say that. I mean, I just don't like how they're like trying to cover it up. Like we did. We played the video for you twice, folks. Twice. You heard it.
For a reason.
I heard it.
For a reason.
We
had to play that. I mean, it was just blatant. What else goes with Haitian? You know what I'm saying? Like, what else?
He's like, I was trying to say
there.
immigrants. I and N aren't even close in the alphabet.
I mean, listen.
He said Haitian nigger. I mean,
he's
immigrants, and he smiled with it.
Real comfortable.
Oh yeah, because that's the way he says it.
That's the way he says it all the time. He probably never uses the word Haitian when in front of it most of the times. Maybe he's distinguishing which R's you're talking about. Oh, wait a minute. We have to distinguish the difference. There's the black American, and then there's the Haitian, and then there's Jamaican. You know what I mean? He has to distinguish that one. That's how I felt about it.
Hold on, let me look that shit up.
But we have to really be honest about who this is, man. We don't hear a bunch of Democrats coming out saying Haitian, do you? When's the last time you heard one? I'm not.
The American National Review Online, Americans' premier destination for conservative analysts, political policy, and culture. Expand your perspective, get expert analysis, and trusted. Yeah, okay. So it's a conservative paper. That's how he talks. He just got comfortable. You know what I'm saying? That's like what's his name? It's like Cat Williams after he had a couple sips on Shannon Sharp's show. He just got comfortable. And he said what he said, and then for them I don't like how they're trying to clean it up. If you're going to be racist, just be open racist. No one that's listening and paying attention to this product that he's selling is a minority. And if they are, they're with the shit. Okay? So I like open racism. If you're going to be open, be open. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's her name?
Who?
Man, what's the light with the blonde hair? I can't remember her name.
Oh, Ann Coulter.
Ann Coulter.
Ann Coulter's gonna tell you the truth.
Ann Coulter's open about it. She look, I don't care.
I liked you, but
you're Indian. That's why I'm like, look, I don't respect you, but I respect it. If that makes sense to folks, you know what I'm saying? Hey, be yourself, bro. America's so divided right now. Being racist and being divisive it's profitable. You know what I'm saying? Hey. Like this guy's they're not gonna lose a beat. They probably gain more customers from it.
Well, let me talk about the next guy who likes to use racism as a calling card.
Ooh, Van Jones.
Oh, man, go ahead. He does too. I mean, I think pretty much.
Jones.
I mean, neither. But it says Harris campaign, Jewish groups fiercely criticize Trump, preemptively blaming Jewish voters if he loses. Vice President Kamala Harris campaign and Jewish advocacy groups on Friday forcefully criticized what they called former President Donald Trump's dangerous and anti-Semitic comments, saying Jewish voters would be to blame if he lost the presidential election. I'll put it to you very simply and as gently as I can. I wasn't treated properly by the voters who happened to be Jewish, Trump said in an event Thursday night in Washington that was meant to highlight anti-Semitism. I don't know. Do you know what the hell is happening if I don't win the election? And if Jewish people would really have a lot to do with that, if that happens, because at 40%, that means 60% of people are voting for the enemy. What do you say? The backlash was fierce. Donald Trump is resorting to the oldest anti-Semitic tropes in the book because he's weak and can't stand the fact that the majority of America is going to reject him in November. But we know that words like these can have dangerous consequences. Harris campaign national security spokesman Morgan Finkelstein said in a statement, as Trump has proven, including over the past few weeks with his lies about Springfield, Ohio, he can cling to fear-mongering and intimidation no matter the cost.
So, but it's crazy. Last election cycle when he was running, he said the same thing about him. You know what I'm saying? He said a couple disrespectful things about the Jewish community. You know what I'm saying? About them voting for him. And they said some stuff, but they didn't Kanye West condemn him. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's like I don't take him seriously. Like Kanye West said he was gonna go DEFCON 0 on the Jews, right? And he was talking about the ones that were controlling what he was doing at the time. He didn't mean all of them. He just said, and Donald Trump is talking about all of them. So watch this is going to be a nothing burger. Watch, they're going to do something tomorrow. They're going to be like, oh, an alien tried to shoot him from the sky.
Listen, when he came out right after that, you know what he said? He's like, and Chuck Schumer's a Palestinian. He said all this in the same speech. I heard him. Right?
He said it before about Chuck Schumer. He's like, oh, he acts like a Palestinian.
But the cool part about it is he's really comfortable making these kind of like he did the same thing at the black at the women's black journalists when he was sitting in front of them, and when he's saying she turned black. He's comfortable making these same remarks in front of the group of people that, you know what I mean? He's very comfortable doing it.
Yeah. And I didn't like
Schumer's a Palestinian.
I didn't like when he said it the first time.
Yeah,
I didn't like when he said it first, because think about it. Look, you're supposed to be an American president for every American. You can't just single out you're singling out Palestinian. I know Palestinian people, and I know Jewish people. I know people of all races. Why? Because I don't discriminate. Some people are assholes, some people are cool. But the whole thing, you don't single out a group if you want to be president of the United States.
The coldest part about it, bro, is that it's not even him. It's the 70 million people who are going to vote for this dude in America who feel this way. Our problem is not, and we've already talked about this before. Our problem has never been Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not the problem. He's a person who understands opportunity, who's an opportunist. He sees where, okay, let me seize on this. And they see it behind him. So that's why they sent JD Vance to run up behind him. You know what I'm saying? They'll probably call that racist too. I had a Diet Mountain Dew. I mean, for somebody to say some stupid shit like that, like, who will ever call you racist because you drink Diet Mountain Dew? I know you're trying to make a joke, but what he's really doing is laughing in their face like, you dumb motherfuckers will let me say anything to you, and you'll sit there and clap and think it's okay. But they don't listen.
Who drinks Diet Mountain Dew? Real JD talk, Vance, though. Man. If I'm going to drink Mountain Dew, I'm going for it.
Look at JD Vance, man.
JD Vance is supposed to take the place of Donald Trump because he's too old and senile.
No, listen. You remember JD Vance before was kind of chunky face. You know how I'm kind of chunky face right now? He was a little chunky face before, if you look at him before. Now he's skinny. He probably got on that Ozempic. Yeah, before,
sir,
they had to slim him down.
Face, sir. You got kind of cake bake over face. You know, like when you put too much batter in the cupcake thing and then it expands. That's what your face looks like. But we don't hate or discriminate, brother.
You know, I got a lot of jokes, man. I just be trying to refrain from using them on you online.
Yeah, every time you look in the mirror, you got millions of them. Anyway. All right.
I'm on your ass. You know I'm on your ass after the show's over. I'm on your motherfucking ass.
All right, I got one. Hold on. And so Harris came out. She had an interview with Oprah, and Harris says anyone breaking into her home is getting shot. Vice President Kamala Harris has spoken of her willingness to use her gun if an intruder enters her home. If somebody breaks into my house, they're getting shot, she said in a joking exchange during a live-streamed event in Michigan with host Oprah Winfrey on Thursday. After a laugh, the Democratic presidential nominee continued, I probably shouldn't have said that, but my staff will deal with that later. Harris, who highlighted during the recent presidential debate that she was a gun owner, went on to reiterate that she supported a ban on assault weapons. A firearm of that type was literally designed to be a tool of war, she told Winfrey. Yeah. It has no place on the streets of civil society.
Yes, it does. I'm sorry. I think that it does because we're not, look at what we don't live in civil society. I can't trust my government.
Nope.
I can't trust the police force. I mean, if Donald Trump gets into office right now, this could even happen with Democrats. You guys look at what happened with COVID. Let's not sit back and, even though Democrats were not in the power during COVID, you know what I mean? But look what happened during COVID. But let's just say Donald Trump gets in. Now he puts out his immigrant roundup crew. And we already see what they're doing in every state, where they're making it legal for people to start saying, hey, I can pull you over and basically detain you if I think you're an illegal immigrant. You know what I mean? A person can look at me and say, I think you're this. You know what I mean? That which is breaking constitutionally protected rights. They've done it already in Idaho. They've done it in Georgia. You know, I think they did it in Arizona as well, too, where if they think you're this, they can just say, you know, and I
remember I think it was New Mexico, too. They had the thing where they could just pull over anybody. Yeah. And they was like, show us your papers. And people are like, I'm an American citizen. Who carries around their papers?
I mean, nobody does. But the thing of it is, though, it only puts a certain class of people in danger. And
that's like how you know
who are already been in danger.
That's how, like, you know, you're black when you're about to get shot by the police and they pull you over and they're like, license, registration, and pink slip. And you'd be like, what? and car title. You'd be like, what? Like, who carries that?
Nobody does, man. I mean, the fact of the matter is, it's kind of crazy right now when we have to sit back and really look at, you know, what's happening. But we got to understand where we're headed as a country, man. I understand that she's very a big advocate of. I don't like the fact she keeps on talking about getting rid of any kind of guns, man. I just leave that shit alone.
Yeah, leave it alone, because the whole thing is you're not going to go door to door to take our guns. That's not happening, because you do that, a lot of agents is going to get popped, and you don't want to do that. And you don't want to ban the guns because so many people already have them. So that puts everyone else at a disadvantage. Look, make common sense gun laws.
Yeah.
And that's about it. And then punish criminals
harder.
harder.
It's not about, we got to quit with it's not about punishing criminals, man. It's about education. It's about educating people on gun ownership, on being good gun owners. Go look, I keep saying this, go look at Switzerland. What, man, what is that?
Why are you always looking at Switzerland? Switzerland doesn't have Jerry Springer, bro. We know it's out there. All right, here in America. I ain't never seen nobody from Switzerland on Jerry Springer. Everyone watch Jerry Springer.
Let me say this right here. Okay, whenever I talk about anything, it probably take a while to have to understand, like to discuss it all, because it's not just education on guns. It's also promoting education in schools. It's also promoting better healthcare, things, better governance. Everything, it all goes together. You have to, like, it's not just a one thing. You can't. There's no one thing that's gonna fix it. They've had harsher gun laws. They've had assault weapons bans. We've had all this stuff before. This stuff doesn't work, man. When harsher gun laws works on who do they point those at?
You put them on the criminals.
No, not the criminals. They come to, man. You think other people don't have these same guns? They're just not running up in their houses, but they're definitely very sure going to go up, run up in people's houses in the hood.
We need more mental health facilities. Let's just keep that real. We need more mental health facilities. That's what it is. You can't stop crazy. They had a movie called The Minority Report where they could guess where people are going to commit crimes and they'd stop them. But you can't stop crazy. If someone decides, hey, I want to go shoot up Safeway. Why'd you shoot up Safeway, Greg? Well, I didn't like the price of Sprouts. You can't stop crazy.
It's not just crazy, man. We just do we've made guns so like romanticized, and we've made things violent so romanticized in our society. That's why I compared to Switzerland. They're teaching Switzerland people from when they're kids, man. You have to join in. There's like shooting competitions, they have everything, because they're taking away that allure of gun violence. They probably have way better education system than we do too. Healthcare system, everything around the board. We need to foster a better society. You know what I mean? Overall, that's the only thing that's going to help stop this. I'm not saying this.
I think we're too far gone as Americans to have a better society.
Jeez, that sucks. You know what I mean? Have to feel that way. I mean, man.
I mean, don't you? I mean, bro, the internet ruined us. We was a crazy society back in the 90s.
I would say everybody's ruined by the internet. Then
no. There's a lot of people that don't. They're like, the people that I talk to. They're like, yeah, man, I don't even do internet, social media, email. They sound happy as hell. They live in their own little worlds, like Lil Wayne, and that's what I want to be. I want to live in my own little world where, like, oh, we're having a presidential election. I don't know who I'm voting for. It ain't affected me.
Yeah, because when you don't have that complexion for that type of connection right there, buddy. So this is gonna affect you for a while. Because if this guy gets elected, he's gonna bring back stop and frisk. You know what I mean? That's what he wants to bring back.
And he's gonna bring back the Muslim ban. I'm just gonna cover that really quick. He said he's gonna bring on the Muslim ban. There's one more thing I want to cover here before we go. I don't hate to cut it short, but an Ohio sheriff is under fire for a social media post in which he said people with Kamala Harris yard signs should have their addresses recorded so that the immigrants can be sent to live with them if the Democrats win the presidency. Good government groups called it a threat and urged him to remove the post.
That's just weird, man. That's just some weirdo.
Portage County Sheriff Bruce Zawiski, a Republican in the thick of his own re-election campaign, posted a screenshot of a Fox News segment that criticized Democratic President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris over their immigration record and the impact of small communities like Springfield, Ohio, where an influx of Haitian migrants has caused a political furor in the presidential campaign. Now, the lady that initially, I want to talk about this in Ohio. The lady that initially called the police and said that someone she thought the Haitians ate her cat. She found her cat days later in her basement.
Wasn't it a man? I think it was a man.
It looked like a woman, but they found the cat later in the basement. So there was no cat ever eaten. And two, the Haitian immigrants are legally supposed to be there. So they're pumping this.
They asked for them to come.
They asked for them to come. So they're pumping, and we reported on it, and now we're correcting it. Springfield is getting bomb threats. The kids have to learn remotely. They're putting bomb threats on the hospital. You know what I'm saying? It's out of hand because these two people, Donald Trump and JD Vance, can't just be like, hey, we were wrong.
We lied.
I don't need that in leadership.
They're pushing a lie, man.
Yeah, I don't need that. I need my leaders to be like, look, I was wrong about this. I'm correcting myself.
Did you hear what JD Vance said? He was like, hey, if I got to make up a story in order to get something covered, that's what I'm going to do. This dude he has no morals, man. He has no morals when it comes to leadership. He has no morals I would never want him to lead a country. I don't care. Write all the books you want. But you're not in a position to lead this country. You're in a position to go ahead and be a senator from Ohio because they'll accept you. They'll accept the bullshit that you're putting out there. But the rest of the world, we don't want anything like that here. You know what I mean? I just don't see us being a country that wants a person like JD Vance even being a vice president, even being one step away from this dude over here catching a heart attack. You get what I'm saying? It's just
you think Mike Pence was bad? Hold my beer, dog.
And I think Mike Pence would have done a better job than JD Vance, man.
Are they going to let JD Vance's wife and children inside the White House?
Hey, I don't know. They're going to hopefully not when the one lady's there. What's her name? Laura Loomer.
Yeah,
hopefully not when she's there because she's already told him.
Ooh, what if they? That's crazy.
Nothing's gonna happen, man. JD Vance's wife is probably soft. She's okay with going through whatever she has to go through in order to get her husband where he has to go. Yeah, and, you know what I mean, like you're not.
She wants the power. Anybody. That's what it is, bro. Sometimes you'll take somebody's shit to get the power.
Absolutely.
And so,
absolutely.
And that's how we're gonna have to wrap it up here today. It's kind of short, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you on Sunday, 1 p.m. Every Sunday, 1 p.m. Pacific time, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We will be live. Come join the discussion. Uncommon courtesy.
See y'all later.